Good morning, Devils fans. I'm still recuperating a bit here, but I did finish watching a replay this morning, and I did catch up on a bit on the Devils fans' discourse around this one. And I just got to say, are a lot of Devils fans into results based analysis? Because on the whole, I thought that was actually a pretty reassuring game out of the boys. Obviously, biggest blunders coming on defense, just absolute defensively structured breakdowns almost throughout the game. So many odd man rushes against that. Vitek did his best to stop most of them, but obviously not all. And that really was the story of this one. Uh, from a high level view, I'd say the actual biggest takeaway, though, was their stars were here and showed up, and our biggest boys are injured. And then the next couple of guys on the tier list had pretty good games. So McKinnon and had over 25 minutes. Rantanen just over 24. Makar over 25 minutes. Our top minute getter was Dougie at 22, and our top forward with minutes played was Dawson Mercer at just over 20. And he was just surrounded by a slew of defensemen all capping out there. So he basically just cycled four lines and let the guys play where they played. And I think that really showed. McKinnon, Rantanen, and Makar took this game over, especially McKinnon there in the third period. And we just didn't have the game breaker in Jack Hughes or even Nico on the ice to do the same heading in the other direction. I hate to say that I kind of nailed it in the preview, but I did. I called for Toffoli and Timo, guys who had been putting up great chances recently, but not finding the back of the net. Called on them to score a couple for us, and that's just what they did. And I shouted out the Avalanche penalty kill being one of the best in the National Hockey League, and also being a threat of scoring shorthanded goals. That's what they did. Now, they did give up two power play goals because we had a 7-minute power play that was really more like 5 minutes of actual man advantage because of the, I believe it was Holtz penalty. So it really only gave us 5 minutes to work with. We scored two goals in those 5 minutes. Generally speaking, that's you take that. I mean, 2 goals in 5 is good. What really put a whole stinker on that was obviously the shorthanded goal by Wood, where Hamilton just had the absolute I don't know what he was thinking on that wall pinch instead of playing the center of the ice there. Wood gets a clean break the entire way and beats Vanacek clean. Otherwise, I mean, Dougie, I guess, somewhat makes up for it by scoring on the power play right again after that. He did get an assist as well for a 2-point night for him. And then he also had the, sticking up for Siegenthaler, which you would love to see. That would never happen in Toronto or anything. So, I really don't think it was that bad of a game overall. Biggest thing, and I'll probably get torn apart for saying it's not that bad of a game given this, but yes, the defensive breakdowns were horrendous. But we still stuck with a healthy, fully firing Avalanche team that was coming out with a chip on its shoulder. Needed to get a win on its home ice after getting spelunked 7-0 to Vegas. And that's kind of what they did. We kept it really close through two. If anything, we were outplaying them through the first two periods. Obviously, the 5 minutes of power play helps those numbers there a bit, but even 5-on-5, we were keeping it very close, even if not outplaying them, even through most of that second. So I guess maybe I'll kind of start from the top again, go a little bit of recap. So the first goal comes from Toffoli. Marino with the just stretch here of offensive play that he's been able to put up has been really good. Defensively, he's been struggling. So I don't know if we need to reel him back a little bit, but you don't really want to stop a guy that's on a bit of a hot streak offensively, but he's definitely not been the best defensively. But he sets up the amazing pass over to Foley with the ridiculous angled shot. No Jack Hughes angle, but still ridiculous angled shot to start off the scoring for us. Awesome to see. He's been really close the past couple of games. Finally gets one in the net for his 8th of the season. Love to see that. Avalanche come back, score on the power play. We gave them way too many power play chances in this one. Yes, it hasn't been the best of power play seasons for them, given the roster that they have, but they still showed up on that one. Rantanen with basically the side of the net tap in off of a beautiful feed by Makar. Like I said, this was basically the Avalanche big boys stepping up and carrying this team through, but they did get some depth health as well, and that's really where we got hurt. Our top line really, Brad, I actually thought had a very quiet game, but the numbers do say he had a good one as far as did not give up many chances against while he was on the ice and did help generate some chances for, but I don't feel like he really had that many high danger going in. He wasn't wheeling and dealing. He didn't really take over any shifts from what I could see on the eye test. So okay game from Bratt, but if you have such high expectations from him, it was not his best of ones, even if it still was an overall good performance out of him. I really do think the Avalanche focused in on Bratt, trying to shut him down from doing everything he does. And it did show there that they weren't as focused about breaking it back the other way at the ice, but instead just making sure he did not wheel and deal through the neutral zone and in the offensive zone. So they mostly neutralized Bratt, but he still, like I said, had an okay game. Avalanche end up taking the lead. We Miles Wood on one of the Miles Wood patented breakaways, shoots it right off the goalie pads, but leaves a nice clean rebound for a Ross Colton goal. He's wide open there in the front. Odd man break again. Gets the rebound, pots it. Hate to see it. Ross Colton obviously had the brutal boarding penalty on Luke and then throwing a stick right in the Timo's face. I don't know if it's maybe just me noticing this, but does Timo get hit in the face a lot? Obviously, he had the Trouba hit in the playoffs, but I feel like just already this season, he takes stick after stick to the face. He gets hit with an elbow in the face. He gets hit with shoulders in the face. He gets punched in the face. I just feel like the dude's face is a magnet somehow, some way. I don't know if maybe it's just me noticing this or anyone else, but gosh, that man's face takes an absolute beating, at least so far this season. That puts him up, and then obviously the Ross Colton brainhead moves. I mean, he probably should get at least a game or two for that stick to Timo's face, especially considering what he had just done to Luke, and you knew you had to answer for that. Yeah, not good out of Ross Colton. I know a lot of Devils fans wanting the local boy to come back. Ended up in Colorado, and yeah, not a great look there. Sets us up on the power play. We did take advantage. Again, we talked about it, the Miles Wood shorthanded goal, Dougie blunder. Don't need to stick on that one too much. Bring it back again with the second power play goal from Dougie to make up for it a bit. And really through the first and second, I thought we had a very solid game. It's even halfway through the third, we played really well. And then that's when McKinnon really just took over. Their fourth goal did come from Tierney. I know one of my colleagues tweeted out on the account that they believed it was Willman. It was not. It was Tierney. Passed it right over into the slot, right onto an Avalanche stick. Boom, right into the net. And then McKinnon had the absolute McKinnon-like takeover shift and drives right to the net, scores 5-6, and then I don't care about an empty net goal at all. So that's where it ends 6-3. Honestly, I feel like the boys played pretty well. If we had Jack out there to play 24-25, Nico to play 24-25, Tierney's not in the lineup then to give him that free goal. That bumps a few other guys down. Mercer isn't your top forward getting the top minutes. Timo was second on the team in minutes after that, and I thought he had a pretty good game. Obviously, mostly on the man advantage coming from him, but even had some pretty good shifts 5-on-5 as well. I was hoping for a bit more 5-on-5 from Timo to take over, but he did get the goal. That's what I call it out him for, and he did get it, so you'd like to see that. But yeah, I mean, Colorado, they're one of the best teams, right? They're one of the three good teams out west. They're one of the few cup favorites out of the West. Recent cup winner, have three, at least two of the best players in the world, if not three with Rantanen. They're missing Landeskog, but they are still an absolutely stacked lineup. I talked about in the preview, they play very well top to bottom through the whole lineup, and our bottom six got destroyed. I mean, destroyed. This was probably Lazar's one of his worst games. Haula, Palat. I mean, Palat was actually one of the few. I think he was the only forward on the team with positive Corsi, expected goals for, and all that. So good, decent game out of Palat, even though I didn't really notice him too much either. But the analytics do say that he had a pretty decent game. But everyone else, it was not that good. Other than really the first shift 5-on-5 with Toffoli and Bratt, and then Timo on the power play did quite well, and they kept us in it. It's one of those games where you get outplayed like I thought we would, but we needed a big goalie steal game. We didn't get the goalie steal game. We got some power play goals that really kept us in it. And yeah, that was the story of the game. No Jack, no Nico, and you're gonna, it's what it is. I kind of said in the preview this was going to be a real hard one. We needed either forwards to take over, which didn't happen, or we needed a goalie to steal it, which didn't happen. And we still kept it relatively close, at least till the second half of the third. So I think that's really it on the analysis on this one. Power play still played well, but gave up the shorthanded goal, which I warned against. The penalty kill did play well. We gave up way too many power plays. Even had a 5-on-3, and they kept it out. Other than the one where Makar threaded a beautiful pass to Rantanen to score. So I thought that was pretty good as well. Is there anyone else I want to shout out here? I don't think so. I think that's really going to do it on this one. Hopefully we get some more news and updates on the injuries. Heck, even if we had just Nosek to come back and drop Tierney out, I have not been impressed or happy with Tierney at all. I think we'd be looking a lot better, even still waiting on Nico and Jack. But not too, this is probably one of our toughest games here with Colorado, especially in the position they were at. So looking for a big bounce back from the boys, get some more practices in, and see where we're at. Gonna call it on this one, guys. Hopefully I'm feeling better tomorrow. I get a bit more rest. See where it's at. Let me know what you guys think. Am I being a bit too easy on the boys? Was it that bad of a game? It wasn't. It really wasn't. You can sometimes get outplayed and keep yourself in it and steal one, and we were pretty close to being able to steal this one, but we gave up way too many. We did not play a perfect game and just got beat. We played a game that we could have stolen and still handed it over, and their big guns just capitalized the whole way through again. 24 plus minutes on all of Rantanen, McKinnon, Makar, and our top forward was just over 20 minutes at Mercer. That's just not a skill matchup that we're winning in that case. So we get Jack and Nico back, and I'm really not too worried about this. So I will see you guys all tomorrow morning as always and forever. Let's go Devils, baby. Oh boy, I'm going to get used to this new phone setup. That's it.